question that is on everybody's mind is, will Taylor Swift ever achieve Bat Mitzvah? Will Tickets West ever stop ripping people off? These questions I cannot answer for you, my friends. But what I can answer for you is really give you a guideline on how to get through Thanksgiving. It's tough. It's tough out there for a lot of people. And so I'm going to give you 3 pieces of advice on how to survive Thanksgiving. Numero uno. At the Thanksgiving dinner table, it is not the time to talk about politics. And I'll even go ahead and throw in religion there as well. Listen, it's not the time for you to argue with your uncle who has voted for some jerkola that wants to raise your taxes, or to argue with grandpa who voted for that knucklehead that thinks 5G gives you cancer. It's not the time for that. It's not the time for you as a Baptist to argue with your apostolic grandma or your Catholic cousin, okay? It's not the time to do that. It's also not the time to introduce your family to your significant other whose politics are opposed to your own families, okay? I'll never forget the year that I was foolish enough to bring home a utopian socialist. Shocking, I know. I was delusional. But don't do it. Numero 2. Never, under any circumstances, let anybody above the age of 65 say the Thanksgiving prayer. The reason being is you will not eat for at least 5 to 7 business days. Peace and love, of course. A good rule of thumb is if they can claim Social Security and Medicare, they should not say the Thanksgiving blessing, especially if we're circling back around to the religion and politics thing. If they're super Pentecostal, they're going to pray for every missionary that they've ever met, every missionary that their church has sent out, everybody's Thanksgiving dinner on the block. By the time that prayer wraps up, it will be time to say the blessing for Christmas, and you can see where this is going. The pattern has been established. Numero 3. The only acceptable thing that you can watch on Thanksgiving on the electric box that we call the television, it's not the Thanksgiving Day Parade, although that is a close second, okay? It's not the dog show that follows the Thanksgiving Day Parade, and it is not some type of sporting event. It is the Spike TV Bondathon. Does anybody remember the Spike TV Bondathon? All day of Bond movies, okay? There are 19 Bond movies, or there's 24 now, but when I was watching this as a youth, there were, in fact, about 20 Bond films. So you're looking at, give or take, almost 40-plus hours of Bond movies, dusk to dawn, or dawn to dusk, rather. Okay, so if some jerkola sitting down and wants to watch the Cowboys play, you tell him, hey, hit the road, bub, because we're going to watch Bond movies, okay? And the great thing about that is you can actually bond with your yes, Grandma can't say the blessing, Mom. So, you no pun intended, you actually get to bond with your family members on who the hottest Bond girl was. Some of the old folks are going to remember Diana Rigg, Hubba Hubba, or Ursula Andros from Dr. No. But the young kids like me, we're going to remember, at least if they're OG like me, they're going to remember Famke Janssen and GoldenEye as Xenia Onatopp. You know, the one that was always on top of things, if you know what I mean. And I think you do. I'm pretty sure that's how I knew I liked girls, because, ow, what a babe. Anyways, that's some advice to get you through the Thanksgiving holiday. You can do your thing, but that's my advice.